All right. So last night, the frenzy went 1 for 1. I mean, 1 for 2 last night. First of all, we didn't think the Ravens would collapse in the second half like we predicted, they would. But the Steelers came back and they showed why they are possibly one of the toughest teams in the NFL. And to that point, the Packers also showed that home field advantage in the NFC playoffs are not guaranteed. The Packers came out and they dominated from the second quarter forward, and Matty Ice is going to be out for a while. So now we already know at least one half of the situation that's going to occur next week. The Steelers and the Packers are in. Now this week, this Sunday, we have two more games to determine who will face those teams. It starts off with the second half of the NFC Divisionals, the Seahawks versus the Bears. And the Seahawks are a Cinderella story. I know a lot of people are pretty much rooting for them because they're the underdogs in this situation. However, the Bears have maybe the toughest defense that the Seahawks have ever met. Yes, the Seahawks beat them earlier this year, but remember, the Bears defensive core, especially with Julius Peppers, is pretty hard to get away from. So I'm going to take the Bears to take off the Seahawks and face the Packers next week in a true NFC divisional showdown for the NFC Championship. Now the next game after that is the Patriots versus the Jets. And this is a grudge match waiting to happen. The Jets won the first meeting and pretty much shut down Moss. Probably cost Moss his job that made him go around from team to team. However, the second time that they faced, the Jets were on the other hand of a whooping. I mean, pretty much the Patriots took them behind the woodshed and had their way with them. And the Patriots seem to be the top team in the NFL right now. So it's kind of hard for me to choose against them going up against the Jets. While the Jets are talented with their core and their defense and their offense, the Patriots have acted like they've been there all season long. And I believe that the Patriots will continue that domination. Look for the Patriots and Steelers next week as the Patriots get the big win this week against their rival, the Jets. I'll be on Twitter all day long at twitter.com/franchise211. And remember, my picks are so good, you can take them to the bank. But I wouldn't advise it.